What's up, everybody? It's your girl Victoria, and this is a Served on Sundays exclusive.
Please, with all your heart and soul, continue to educate yourself. Continue to fight. Continue to stand up. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, spaceship. But that's not you. You're not George Floyd. You're not Sean Bell. You're not Trayvon Martin. The fuck I'm not. I'm Sandra Bland. I'm Breonna Taylor. I'm Philandro. And we cannot forget that, because when we walk away, anything can happen to any of us. So stop walking past each other not speaking. Stop being scared to tell each other you love them. Fellas, stop being scared to tell another man that you love them. Because we are the leaders of the household. And I'm sorry, we've been pussy long enough. I heard cussing, so I can cuss now. Right? I wasn't gonna cuss until I heard cussing. But we've been pussy long enough. We too worried about being cool. We too worried about weed and fucking and all this bullshit instead of educating ourselves, instead of getting degrees, instead of putting ourselves to be business owners, to have value, to have worth. So please, don't forget this moment. Don't let this moment just be a photo op. Don't let this moment be something to do, because I'm hot as shit. And I'm not out here just to be hot as shit. I love y'all. No justice! No peace! I didn't fucking hear you. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Say his name! Say your name! I love y'all. I'm out.
The very first protest that I've ever attended was actually the protest in Dallas that was sparked by the George Floyd situation. It was the first one they had. It was on Friday, May 29th, and I was covering it, but unfortunately, I lost the SD card, and something tells me that I wasn't supposed to be posting whatever I captured, because when I tell you guys, I tell y'all, some crazy ass shit was happening there. Like, it was nothing compared to the very peaceful protest that I attended on Main Street in Dallas on June 6th. Honestly, my favorite part of the protest was just seeing a lot of therapeutic elements to it. You're seeing people like blow bubbles and seeing people burn sage, which is just what you need, because the bubbles really speak to the inner child. And when you have that childlike mindset, you just feel like you can do anything, and you feel like you can set your mind to whatever the fuck you can set your mind to. And then the sage is just, good energy, cleaning the spirits, whatnot. Okay, they also had paint. They had walls where people could come by, grab a paintbrush, and paint whatever the hell they were feeling. And I just think those are really good things to pair with protests, because protests have gotten a bad rap. All right, we've gotten a bad rap trying to speak up for our communities. So it's cool to see these things out there.
Register the vote over here, y'all. June 15th is the last day.
It is imperative that we use our rights to vote. Okay, I mean, I've been the person who's like, okay, what's voting gonna do? Like, the system's rigged, whatever. We can't show that a system is rigged if we don't show up and show out voting wise. And then people who claim to be allies, non-black people who claim to be allies, you better vote right. Otherwise, you're protesting with us in the streets for show, for nothing, pretty much. And it's the same with black people who don't want to exercise that right. It's like, what are you screaming and yelling for? So we have to show the system is rigged by going to the polls and voting. So if you haven't registered to vote yet, you have until June 15th. June 15th. Okay? And then if you don't, you can't vote. And then you don't get to help. What the fuck? Protest. Protests are hot, okay? People be treating these protests like we're at some damn festival, you know what I mean? Like, with the fanny packs and all the, good supplies. I probably should have done so myself. But, I mean, no, it is very taxing on the body, because you're walking so much, you're yelling so much, and Texas weather, it's super hot. So it's just, no. My favorite part is honestly the speakers. The speakers be having some real shit that that they're saying. You may not agree with everything they say, but they touch on important topics that people in our community don't want to look at. Sometimes we come straight to the whole like police brutality thing and we stop there and not realizing we need to take it further and actually fix our communities. Because while it's important to acknowledge the fact that there are people in certain positions who are determined to keep us at a low level, we have to continue to excel no matter what. So these speakers, I feel like people need to really listen to, but that's like the main part that everybody actually tunes out.
Yes, we have a protest going on. Yes, we have all this bullshit going on. Yes, do not forget to go get tested. I'm still gonna say that shit. We got masks on for a reason. This world, 2020, is crazy as shit. So we want to still be safe as we do this, as we come together. I'm gonna give a shout out to my man, King Ashoka, my man Ian Mahimi over there in the back. What's up, brother? Much love to you. Listen, y'all, I'm from fucking Flint, Michigan. I've been dealing with a lot of bullshit for a long ass time, and I'm tired of dealing with this bullshit, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna be weary. I'm not gonna be stressed until justice is served. I'm gonna tell you parents one thing. I'm a school teacher. My daughter, this weekend, she's reading the Willie Lynch letters. Your kids are not getting educated on where we've been, so they don't know what's going on now. So if you got kids, if you got nieces and nephews, if you got godchildren, educate them on this past that we've been dealing with for so motherfucking long. We come out here and we protest, but we have to make sure we spread this protest to our kids so they can understand what we're fighting for. Because the change is gonna come. But we gotta decide when that change is gonna come.
I've been saying this over and over and over again. Like, yes, it is black men who are mainly targeted by police, but don't forget, it's not just black men who are targeted by the police. Black women, this is your fight too. This can happen to you too. Okay, you're speaking from a privileged standpoint if you feel like it's not something that can affect you. Okay, so I just always want black women to remember that, so that way that they're always mindful in situations. And I also want them to not always feel like they have to take on somebody else's fight. They don't have to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. And I feel like sometimes we feel like we have to because of how we have been disregarded or how we've been spoken to as a collective act. You know what I'm saying? So one of the speakers said something that I really appreciated. Something a lot of people don't really acknowledge. I feel like, yes, they see a lot of things that they've said in the past is wrong now, but they don't want to take accountability for it. They just want to move on like, hey, we get it. We did it. Let's go. You know, and sometimes you can't just go because it's been too long of doing the same thing over and over again. So just like we can internalize the traumas that are happening in front of us, we can internalize the things that are being told to us. So it was important that he really said what he said, and I appreciated it.
Real quick, to my black women, to my sisters, as a black man, I know we're trying to get them to atone for a lot of stuff, but we as black men we are hoping to atone for our part in the misogyny, for our part in the sexism, for our part in pushing terrible rhetoric about y'all. We want to say as black men, if you find a black man who disagree with me, then y'all already know what side he stand on. He probably voted for Trump, bitch ass. But he probably didn't vote. He probably saying my sister, my queen. No, I'm just playing. That's an inside joke. That's a community joke. But real talk though, as black men, we are sorry and we are looking to bring this thing together so we can win together. And then once we link up with y'all, then we can link up with our brown brothers and sisters equally. We can link up with our white brothers and sisters equally. But it is difficult to do that without each other. So I love y'all.
So actually, let me break down for you guys why May 29th was just so crazy. Like, we started off mad peaceful. We did. Okay, we were doing our little chants. We listened to the speakers. You know, we're walking, and then we get to the intersection where we're kneeling and we're doing what we have to do to really show why the fuck we're out here. Okay. And you know what? There wasn't a problem on traffic. I'm sure people were pissed off, but oh well. Okay, for the most part, people were throwing up the fist, honking in support. It was great. Then the police were like, you guys have had your fun. You guys have had your fun. Time to go home. Okay, people are not dispersing. So they start throwing the tear gas. And, I thought tear gas was like a little spray. No, it's in a canister with fire. So, like, if it lands right fucking on you, yes, bitch, you can get burnt. Okay. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it started to consume the air. It got up my nose. It got up my friend's eyes. It was crazy. Okay? Still, people were not dispersing. They were not. Okay? Tensions were starting to build. People were yelling at each other's faces. Agitators were throwing rocks at the police and hitting innocent people in the process. Okay? So my friend and I were like, all right, let's just dip. After we dip, of course, the rioting and the looting happens. And you know who got caught in the crossfire? Black businesses. Okay, now, I don't give a damn about those big-ass corporations. I really don't. Okay, but black businesses, I care about. Now, I do feel some type of way about people who are self-serving and have never posted nothing about the movement until their friends' businesses were affected. Yeah, that rubs me some type of way. I actually got to talk to somebody who was affected by the whole rioting and the looting, and he tells his story, so listen to it.
Did you anticipate like your building getting hit like from the protest?
No, not at all. Because that day I closed down at about 9 p.m. and then I went home. I came back at midnight just to check on it. Like I said, I knew that there was a protest that was going on, and just being proactive, just came to check on the establishment. Everything was good. I went back home and came back at 2 a.m. and then everything was good. But then at 3 a.m. One of my old bartenders, he shot me a message and said, hey, somebody just busted out your windows. You need to get down here and make sure nobody's trying to break in. And so I went ahead and I just so happened to, check my phone before I went to bed. And then, like I said, I got up, got dressed, and then while driving down here, the property management company, they called and said the same thing. Somebody vandalized your location. Just get down here and check on it. So when I got here, first thing in my mind was like, please don't let nobody go in, tore up everything. And it was just a window, So I was like, all right, well, I got to sweep glass in the middle of the night, So, and essentially that was it. I just started sweeping glass and I made the phone calls, to get it repaired. They came out probably around 4 a.m. and started working. It took them, maybe like 2 hours or hour and a half or so, to get everything situated. But before they came, I just took a photo in front of the location, just in case, because I was trying to put a piece of wood up there myself, where I was like, I'm just going to leave it as it is. But I just want people to know, if you see that, I'm still open, so you can still come in and order. So I took the photo, they came, fixed it, put the wood up, ordered the new glass, and, that's coming next week sometime. But then I leave at about maybe 5:40 and I get home at 6 a.m., and I just, put the post out there and I go to sleep. And then I wake up about 3 hours later and the phone is just going crazy, and I was just like, wow, what's, and I'm reading a text message and everybody was like, thank you for making that statement, or just how you handled the situation. And I was like, wow, I didn't think I was, this is just my views and my approach when it comes to business. And like I said, the bigger picture of what us as African Americans we were dealing with, like, I get it. So I was just doing what came natural, just speaking from the heart. But then I get another phone call, and it was my manager, and she's like, you need to get down here. We got a line down the street. So I'm hurry up and getting dressed, and I get here, and it was like the whole city came out, and I was floored.
Do you think that there's like anything else that black businesses can do to like show solidarity with the protesters? Because I think there's a difference between like the looters and people actually coming out to like peacefully protest.
Well, the thing is, so a protest is a cry for help, a collective cry for help. When it goes unheard, then it turns into a riot. So first you have to understand the dynamics of a culture, as well as their efforts and the things that they're doing, and that helps with getting the bigger picture. And everybody has different roles in regards to, fighting injustice or, you know, using your powers to kind of get something accomplished. You know, I'm not a real passive type person. You know, I understand what's going on, you know what I'm saying, to the core. You know, in the same token, I recognize that I have a platform and a voice. And sometimes with a platform and a voice, you serve as that outlet or that chance for somebody else who doesn't have a platform. So this person may just be looking for an opportunity, but nobody would give them one. But here's somebody that relates to them, and I have access to certain things that I'm able to get in contact with and so forth, and I can actually put him on a platform, a bigger platform, and help him get off his dreams. And sometimes when you react on emotions, especially as a businessman, you got to move on principle and not emotions. So if you act on emotions, you might mess up a situation that's going to hurt multiple of people. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to sometimes draw the line in regards to how you're going to handle a situation and, you know, sometimes move covert. And with me, that's why I couldn't get mad that my window was busted out, because you got somebody that's dead. You know what I'm saying? And so as a business owner and other business owners, you know, we need to work together. Like no egos, nothing. Everybody work together and keep your platform as well as, you know, you're staying strong so that, you know, you can either help or fund or individuals that, you know, if not yourself on the front line, but individuals that, you know, can be even more on the front line than maybe you are, you know, in certain circumstances. And, you know, it's a collective community thing amongst our culture that needs to be exercised and just, you know, worked on, you know. And I feel like we're doing that. You know, sometimes it takes certain situations to happen and it's a misfortune, but that's the ultimate goal. Everybody's just trying to, you know, have a situation where it's better for us as African Americans.
Would you say that some like black business owners or like people like celebrities or such, like, do you think that they're out of touch? Because I know like a lot of them were condemning a lot of the riots going on.
I mean, yeah, because like I said, you know, you have different worlds, you know. So if you're a multi-billionaire, you know, in general, a lot of times, you know, what I may be experiencing, you know, you're not, because you're seen a little different. Or if you're an athlete, sometimes you're seen a little different, you know. But you know, you have those gems within that demographic that gets it. You know, so you will have individuals, like you'll have like a LeBron that gets it. You know, regardless of how much money he got, you know, he knows how he at certain times is still viewed by individuals, you know, saying that's not of his culture. You know, and so, you know, where we stand and how, you know, it's a lot of times it's in our face and it's blatant, you know, because maybe you're providing a service or you're generating money or, you know, your status or, you know what I'm saying, you might not get the same treatment, you know. But like I said, you do have certain individuals that in the midst of their world, like they still get it.
Yeah.
And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? That's extremely, you know what I'm saying, impressive. So
I know that there's still like more protests to come. So are you like worried about anything happening again or?
Nah. And even still, even if it does, you know, I get the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? I get the bigger picture. You know, the first night that it happened, that second night, you know, I hung out on the patio, just me and a couple buddies, and, you know, just kind of watching the location, just making sure everything is okay. And, you know, and protesters came, like they flooded the alley and was coming through and hit the street, and, you know, they looked to the left and, you know, we were there, you know. So I think a lot of energy and just respect for the establishment, and I'm just assuming, you know, a lot of times people kind of know what certain lines to cross and what certain lines not to cross. And so, I mean, I'm not running, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, I mean, I caught a L that first night, but, you know, the second night, I just wanted people to know that, hey, you know, this establishment is open and it belongs to somebody. So whatever agenda that you do have, you know, not on this corner. And you know, and they kept it moving, and that was that, you know. So, but, you know, even if it is more protesting that may turn into a riot, I mean, I know the bigger picture.
Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you tune in on Sunday nights at 9:15 p.m. as you should do every week. Bye.